Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Commodity TV, second day here in Toronto at PDAC conference. And I have the pleasure and honor to talk again to Alex Langer, the CEO of Sierra Madre Gold and Silver, one of the newest, the youngest gold and silver producer in Mexico. Alex, thanks for your time.
Mark, wonderful to see you.
How are you doing?
Yeah, really good. It's busy here. I had 2 flights canceled yesterday, unfortunately, out of Vancouver. So I'm trying to cram 3 days of meetings into a day and a half. But it happens. But we're making the best of it.
So you just arrived today?
Just arrived yesterday. I was supposed to arrive Saturday. So
okay,
it happens.
Even more, thanks for your time.
Of course. Yeah.
And
always happy to chat.
Yeah, Sierra Madre Gold and Silver is a great story. So you did pretty well.
It's been good, yeah. So just as a reminder, we started commercial production on January 1st of 2025, running at 500 tons per day. That's gone really well. So we did announce we want to increase throughput, increase production. So we have phase 1 expansion, which should be complete by June.
Okay.
So 3 months away. That's going to take us from that 500 tons per day up to 750, 800. We announced about 2 weeks ago the cone crusher is fully installed. When you're at site, you would have saw it, but now it's fully operational.
Yeah.
We started the silver work for the new ball mill that's arriving. That's in Chihuahua right now, being reconditioned. Should arrive to site in the next 4 to 6 weeks. And then the paste backfill facility, which is being built in Toluca, that town about 45 minutes away. The silver work has been done for that, and that should be installed for everything on time by the end of June. So it's all kind of coming together.
Perfect. So then from 500 up to 1,500, right?
Eventually.
Okay.
So that's phase 1. And we're giving ourselves a bit of a range. We'll get up to 12 to 1,500 by Q3 of 2027. So in about 20 months. So again, not too far away. We'll have to build out our fully permitted new tailings facility. That's kind of the biggest thing with that. We'll add one more ball mill and we'll duplicate the crushing circuit. It's not a huge expense. It's about $5 million US for part 2. And that's also on track. But you're right. So we'll get up to 12 to 1,500 tons per day. We're not exactly sure of the throughput. We got to figure out, screen size, some of the mesh we're working with, also the crushing capability. We'll have it overbuilt. We just want to give ourselves a bit of comfort, a bit of range of how much material we want to be pushing through. So, so far it's really looking quite strong. So yeah, hopefully we'll hit that high end of that number.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you can pay everything out of your cash position?
For sure. Yeah. So we raised $19.5 million. The lead on that was Franklin Templeton. And yeah, that capital will allow us to do both expansions as well as drill. So it'll allow us to drill about 25,000 meters at La Guitarra in the East District, which you saw as well.
Yes, exactly. And in that case, with the exploration, with the extension, you're just mining underground. You have so many new targets. What's your first target? Where are you looking first?
Yeah, so it'll be the East District. So currently we have about 4 geologists out in the field every day. We have about 60 kilometers of vein material at surface that we've identified. We're now in the underground. We're sampling, and we're going to be building out drill targets. So a couple areas that I really like are Mina de Agua and El Rincon. Those are 2 kind of bigger mines that were in production up until 1910 and 1937. Really, really high grade. So that's where we're going to be testing first. So we'll do about 20 holes. We'll assay. We'll do 40 holes. We'll assay, and then we'll do another 80 holes. And then we'll take a look at the program. And since we are cash flowing, we are in production, we could always extend that program, or we could figure out what we want to do next. So that's going to be pretty exciting. And that's starting the second half of this year will be the drilling. We are building out targets as we speak, though.
Wow, cool, perfect. So
it's a lot happening. It's great.
100%. And the good thing is it's a lot of news flow then also for the market, for the shareholders.
Very important, yeah. We'll have our year-end financials, we'll have our Q1, we'll probably have news on the ball mill, and then of course drilling when that starts. So, and that's just at La Guitarra. That doesn't include
your new baby.
That's right.
So let's talk about your second purchase.
Del Toro. Yeah, so we announced it 2 days after you guys were at site. Apologies. But it worked out well. So the Del Toro mine, we also purchased from First Majestic. It's big. It's a 3,000 ton per day mine. Lead, silver, zinc. It was last in production in 2020, so quite new.
Okay.
It was built in 2014, and it's in incredible shape. It is a spectacular size mine, really, really quite big, very modern, and could turn it on quite easily. There's about 19 million ounces of silver in historic numbers, which is good. We want to build that up. So the plan there is to close the transaction. Should close end of April, early May. A few things we have to do. The big one was raising capital, and we did that. We raised $57.5 million. So once that happens, once we close it, we will start to do some exploration work. Plan there is to drill 30,000 meters.
Wow.
So even more at La Guitarra as a step 1. So that's, quite exciting. So we'll have a team of geologists building out those targets as soon as we get access to it, and then hopefully start drilling later this year as well.
So in the best environment, when do you want to start with production there?
Yeah, so It's tricky because we're going to do the expansion at La Guitarra. We're not going to mess that up.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
obviously our priority. Having said that, at today's silver prices, it might make sense to turn it on sooner than we planned. So the plan is to do the drilling, come out with a larger resource if all goes well, and then perhaps turn it on after that point. But with today's prices, we are going to look at a scenario of starting smaller scale, maybe at 800 tons per day, and then pushing that forward and generating cash flows very similar to La Guitarra. So we understand it quite well. We understand how much it's going to cost to turn it on. We understand what it looks like with the equipment and the people we need. So we're weighing those options. We haven't made a decision yet. That'll obviously, we'll make a decision one way or another, probably, in quarter three sometime. But at today's prices, we might be forced to turn it on earlier than we had hoped. But it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, as soon as possible, of course, 100%. Make money.
Exactly. So,
and you said, of course, obviously, you have a great relationship to First Majestic.
Yeah, they've been amazing for us. Yeah.
So do you also have synergies now with the geos there? So from former work, how does it look like there?
Yeah, so there's about 20 employees, and we'll take them all, which is
Okay,
great.
cool.
Very similar to what we did at La Guitarra. They have permitting people, community relations, geologists, engineers. So we're bringing them on as well, similar to what we did at La Guitarra, which is good. We will need to staff up more, especially because we're going to have a big drill program and perhaps more. So working through that, but again, the relationship is amazing. We're really fortunate to have them. Once we close the transaction, they'll own about a third of us. So 34% of the company, and you couldn't ask for better partners, to be honest.
Wow. So from the share structure, they are also still shareholders.
Oh,
right?
huge. Yeah. They're by far our largest shareholder. Then it would go to management and founders. We'll own about 20%, which is still a really significant amount for a company at this stage. I've invested $2 million myself into the company to date. Greg's about $1.5 million. He's our chairman. So we have a lot of skin in the game. And then now we have a lot of institutions as well. So previously we really only had one, which was Commodity Capital. They own 8%, and they've, from the beginning all the way to now, every round they've participated and supported. And then we brought in, obviously, Franklin Templeton. They're maintaining as last transaction. And then also a really large fund out of Europe, I can't announce who, but one of the largest silver and gold funds they are in the world. And they're going to own 9.9 as well.
Congratulations.
So we have three amazing funds that own close to 30% of the company.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, so I was on site at La Guitarra late November, beginning of December, and it was amazing. So we flew in Mexico City. You picked us up. It was just 90 minutes drive to site, and then all the people so friendly. It was clean. It was safe.
Yes.
Especially, you have to say it in these crazy days in Mexico.
Question, yeah.
So last question, really just about the situation in Mexico. How does it look like at your area? And what's your feeling about it?
Yeah, so it's obviously quite sad what's happened. As you mentioned, we're in a very safe area. We're actually in the state of Mexico City, and it's a 90-minute drive from the edges of Mexico City. So there's power, there's water, infrastructure is fantastic, super, super safe area. We're not close to any of those growing areas that could be a problem, and that's what we see in Mexico. There's obviously being quite a bit of violence. The person that the Mexican government got, one of the cartel leaders, he was really bad. So it's very important that they got rid of him, which is good. We saw violence kind of spring out around that. But I think longer term, it's actually quite positive. Yeah. They're going to hopefully be clearing this out and dealing with those issues. And it's tough because it's, there's kind of 5 main families and things like that, 5 leaders, and they're embedded in the communities quite a bit, right? So real big issue was a previous administration. They kind of let them grow, and that's what's happened. So it looks like they're starting to clean it up. And obviously the violence is the worst case scenario, and we've seen that. But longer term, I think it's quite positive. Sure. And at least for us, we're not in those areas. We're okay. But it's put a little bit of damper, I would say, on the investment appetite in Mexico. I think a lot of our peers and ourselves, our share price came down a little bit. But as it cleans up, I think everything's going to rebound, and it's going to be good for everybody.
Yeah. And as we see, it's a crazy world. Yeah. And hope for the best.
Oh man, I know even what's happening. Everywhere.
Exactly. Yeah. It's good for the gold and silver price, but
oh man, I'd rather it happen organically than through this.
Exactly. And you are doing your homework. You are doing a great job also now with the expansion. So thanks for your time, Alex.
Thank you, Mark. Wonderful to give you an update. Thank you.
Looking forward for the next time, and keep drilling and keep producing, please.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this was Alex Langer, the CEO of Sierra Madre Gold and Silver, and you heard it. They had a fantastic 2025, ramped up, start producing again, bought the second mine now. So this company is very interesting. Check out the company, and bye bye here from Toronto.